Hello and welcome back to my Dandelion Diaries. I got a very exciting package this morning. I received my Take a Note pre-order from the Take a Note website. So this is one of the last few planners that I am going to be using for 2025. I did open the side here to pull out my invoice, but I have not opened anything else. So this is how the package arrived to me. It was in this kind of plasticky bag. It does look a little beat up, not gonna lie, but it was delivered with USPS and I did have to sign for it, which I kind of appreciate because if it's coming from, across the world to me here in the US and I have to sign for it, at least I know it was delivered to the right place, if that makes sense. It's not like they just leave your box on the side of the road. Anyways, I'm gonna pull this out. There's like a box within the bag. Okay, so looking at my box, it definitely had some travels for sure, but it's just a plain cardboard box. And it opens like this. Okay, I like that there is bubble wrap. That makes me feel like my planner is secure. So I ordered the clear cover along with the planner because I wanted to see how their clear covers are. I do know that the Midori A5 clear covers do fit the Take a Note A5 planners. Okay, and then it looks like just some more packaging. Okay, I'm gonna put this to the side. All right, so clear cover wise, looks like it's got two secretarial pockets, a pen loop, and the little sticker here says Take a Note book cover, clear book cover for book protect against wear and tear, waterproof and dustproof, book cover compatible with Take a Note planner. So that's kind of neat. And then there is another little sticker here that I think they used probably for inventory purposes. But I'm gonna set this to the side for now and we're gonna get into the planner itself. So this is how the planner arrived. It is in a cellophane kind of bag. It's got a sticker there that says Take a Note. It's got a sticker on the bottom here saying what it is. I'm gonna go ahead and take this out. If you don't like crinkle sounds, go ahead and skip forward a little bit. And here is the beautiful box. I actually really like their boxes. I got a Take a Note planner for 2024 and I still have the box and I've used it for storage. So I'm gonna go ahead and take the lid off of this. So exciting. Okay, so it looks like there's a little piece of tissue paper. It's beautiful and green. I'm so happy it's green. It matches all of my other planners. Oh my gosh. Okay, so it is their 10-year anniversary, which is very exciting. Very cute little card. Maybe I'll find a way to stick that in there. And then they sent this beautiful, very thick piece of cardstock here that is a calendar for 2025. I think this is really handy if you want to use it in the planner itself as like a bookmark, but I honestly just keep these on my desk as like a nice little calendar. Okay, and then there is a little ribbon here that helps you lift the planner out so you're not scraping up your hands or damaging the planner. So I'm going to do that. And then the planner itself is again wrapped in that plastic. I like this because I know that my pages were kept secure and it's as flat as it could possibly be. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and take this off. So again, if you don't like the crinkle sounds, just skip forward a little bit. And here is the planner. Ooh, it's so pretty. I love the green. I love the green. Oh my gosh. The 2024 one is blue and I don't have it next to me to compare, unfortunately. But I'm going to go ahead and do a quick flip through of this. And then I do want to do a pen test in the back of this, just with a few pens that I use regularly to see how it does, considering this is with the Tomoe River paper. And I want to see how the pens that I usually use are going to work on it. But here is the front cover. It is a very thick cardstock and it is green. You all have no idea how happy I am that it's green. Here is the flyleaf page. It is glued pretty high up, but I'm probably not even going to use this. I will likely just kind of glue it to the other page. I do plan on using this for my astrology studies, so I will be setting this up with you guys in a separate video. Also do a kind of pre-planned situation. Here is the year at a glance. You get 4 months of the previous year, the current year, and then the next 4 months of the next year. So 4 months of 2024, all 12 months of 2025, and then 4 months of 2026. Then you have your horizontal Gantt chart or horizontal tracker page over here. It has 2 very tiny lines that you can see next to each one of the trackers. I'm going to zoom in so y'all can see a little bit better. I don't know if the camera's going to pick it up. They are very, very faint, but there are 2 little lines next to the tracker boxes. And I love the lay flat binding on the Take a Note planners. They are just superior lay flat binding. This is like my favorite type of lay flat. Okay. Then you have your Calendex pages or the indexing pages. So you have your first 6 months, January through June, and then your second 6 months, July through December. You get a massive, massive space here on the bottom to do whatever you want with in terms of grid. And the whole page is gridded except for the top where the months are stated. So you get a little space with the month, a little tiny blank box that you could probably put a header in if you wanted to. And then you get the days and weekdays underneath that. You have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 squares across for each month. If you wanted to include the columns that have the numbers and the weekdays, that's going to be 13 squares total. All of the weekends are in a brown colored text, and the rest of the print is almost like a dark neutral gray color. It's not black. It's definitely more of a softer grayish color. If you're curious how many grids are on the bottom down, at least it's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18 squares deep. I'm not going to count all the way across, but at least you know it's 18 squares deep. After the Calendex, you go straight into your monthlies. So you get your first month here, which is December of the previous year, December of 2024, January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, and then January, February, and March of the next year. So lots of monthly pages. You probably did notice that all of the months are grouped together, just like all of the weekly back pages are grouped together as well. I'm going to start with the monthly here and kind of show what's going on. So the month itself is in the very center of the page. You have a really good header space up here. You have another space on the side, space on the bottom, and space on this side over here. Tons of space in the monthlies to write whatever you want. I'm really excited for this. If you're curious of what a 6-week month looks like, they just keep every box the same size and drop the last row at the very bottom of the page. Again, your weekends are shaded this kind of brown color, and then the rest of the text is a bit more of a gray. The month itself up here too is also in a brown text. After all of the monthlies, you go into your dailies / weeklies. This is the, I think, called 2-page or 2 days per page spread. I'm not sure the exact terminology for this, but you start off with a weekly horizontal bit over here. So you have a Monday start through Sunday, and then you start Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So your weekend is always on the right hand side, and it is always shaded in brown. And then for the beginning of the week, you have a little calendar here to showcase which week you're in, and then the months appear at the top. You do also get moon phases along with the, I believe they have Taiwanese holidays. Oh, not in this one. This is the English version. So there's no Taiwanese holidays in this version. But if you get the Taiwan version, there I think are Taiwanese holidays in here. Also to note, on the weekdays here where you have the full day, you have a timeline that starts at 6 a.m. and goes all the way until 3 a.m. the next day. It's definitely a 24-hour timeline because there's still dots above and below both of those. And it is on a military time scale, so, or a 24-hour time scale. So it's going to go all the way through 24 and then start over. There's also 2 shaded grids right here in the center of each day from 12 to 1. I like to see that as a lunch break in the day. It is very, very light, easily unseen if you wanted to just write straight over it. You also have a kind of dark shaded tab situation going over here on the side. They do alternate a bit in color, so you have like a gray, brown, gray, brown, gray, brown. I think that's really nifty. It makes it easy to find which month they're in if you're not going to be placing your own tabs on the edge of the planner. All of the weeklies are exactly the same in that you get 2 days per page and a little weekly section at the beginning of each week. There is also, I think, a week number somewhere. Nope, there is no week numbers. So if you want to use like a week number situation, like week 1 of the year, week 2, week 3, you probably have to write that in yourself. After all of the daily pages here, we get to the back. So you have the last week here, which is December 29th through January 4th of 2026, and you get that full week. And then you go into notes pages, and the whole planner is numbered at the bottom. It has page numbers all the way from the beginning of the planner to the end. But for notes pages, you have 1, 2, 3, 4 notes pages, and they have this kind of grid situation going on. So the whole page is gridded, but there's also like slightly bolder grid that is bigger, that includes like a 5x5 grid square. There's also dots to delineate half the page and other little triangles to delineate thirds of the page. Kind of nice if you're going to be gridding anything out in the back of the planner. And then the last page is the flyleaf page, which has where you can put your name and contact information. And I love that since this is the 10-year anniversary of this planner, that they have a big old 10-year little thing, like print on the planner. That's really, really nice. And then you have your green end pages and the back of the planner, which is entirely blank. Love it so much. I'm going to try to put the clear cover on it now. So I'm going to take this out of the plastic. Again, if you don't like crinkles, just skip a little bit. So again, the clear cover has a secretarial pocket on each side, and then it has a very nice chunky pen loop here that would probably fit a pretty decent sized pen. We'll test that out here in a second. But let me go ahead and put this on. Okay, struggling a little bit here. Okay, I'm going to do this really, like, I'm going to speed through this process to see how long it actually takes me to get this little clear cover on. Oh, okay, that was a process for sure. But the clear cover does fit a little snug, if that didn't give any indication of me struggling to get that on for so long. But I think over time, it would definitely form fit the planner very, very well. If anything, you could just take a hairdryer or a heat gun or just leave this in a warm place for like a day or so. And you could easily get this to loosen and it would fit perfectly, absolutely perfectly. I'm going to go ahead and leave the clear cover on considering this is a paper planner, and then I will take it off when I decide to set this baby up. But let's go ahead and do that pen test that I mentioned, because this is the first, I think, 68 GSM Sanzen paper planner that's out there. I'm pretty sure this is 68 GSM. It didn't say anywhere on the box or in the planner itself, so if it is something else, I will put it on the screen, but I'm pretty sure this is 68 GSM. So I'm going to go ahead and just do a pen test here on this side of the page. Okay, these are the pens that I'm going to be testing. I'm only going to be testing out black because I changed my color so often that I couldn't test every single color, but I know black is probably the darkest out of everything I use. So I have a black Tri-Plus Staedtler fine liner here. I have my Uniball Jetstream from Hobonichi, my Zig Clean Color Dot Marker in black, Tombow 𝗦𝘂𝗽𝗏 Hard Tip Brush Pen, an Energel Clenna, a Pentel Sign brush pen, and then a Tool gel pen. So I'm going to just kind of write all these out really quick, and then we will see how they do with bleed through, feathering, or anything like that. Okay, I'm gonna zoom you guys in. So from what I can tell, there is no issues so far with the feathering standpoint of this. I also forgot to do a fountain pen, so I'm gonna do that really quick. I just realized after I zoomed in. So I'm gonna be using my Birmingham Pen Company Unknown Brown color in my Pilot A23. Okay, now that that's done, I do think there is no feathering whatsoever in any of the swatches that I did here. I do think the fountain pen where I scribbled in a little bit here and the ink pooled has what looks to be a little bit of pilling on the page, but that just could be that specific ink. Yeah. And then if we flip this over for bleed through purposes, looks like the Staedtler's fine, the Uniball's fine, Zig's fine, Tombow marker's fine, the Energel Clenna is fine, Tool's fine, Pentel Sign brush pen is fine. But again, where that fountain pen ink pooled really heavily, I do have slight bits of bleed through here and then here where that swatch was, which doesn't surprise me considering what I've seen with some of the 68 GSM toilet paper. Kind of disappointing for me considering I love using my fountain pens, but I will be just fine still using this planner with gel pens or something else that I want to use if the fountain pens really are that big of a problem. That also is a medium nibbed pen and is a very wet writer, so that could be part of the issue as well, considering that it pooled a lot more. I will try it with some extra fine nibs too and see if I have any better success, but I'm not super mad, and the amount of bleed through isn't so substantial that it would deter me from using fountain pens, honestly. Like, I would still use a fountain pen to write in this planner. But yeah, that is it for the pen test in the Take a Note 2025 new Sans and Paper planner in this bad boy. Alrighty, that is it for this lovely unboxing and review of the 2025 Take a Note planner with the clear cover from Take a Note. I am still very happy with this planner. I'm still very excited to use it and set it up as an astrology journal for my astrology practice in 2025. And honestly, I am so ready to just start setting planners up. Anyways, I want to thank you so much for watching, for joining me here today while I talked about this planner. If you have any questions whatsoever, please leave them down in the comments for me, or you can send me an email or DM or whatever, and I will try to answer them as best I can. But for now, I hope you have a great rest of your day. Stay tuned for some pre-planned videos and some setup videos, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.